name is Sarah, and I'm gonna talk about the project that I did for my film class. The project is Panama Art Museum by Fernando Romero, and as you can see, it's kind of a complex project, but I tried to make it as simple as possible to be able to make a parametric modeling for it. So I'm gonna start with talking about the mask that I made for this model. So this is where I started making my model. I made some concentric centers, circles here, and put some points on each one of them. So these points are reference points, by the way. And for each ellipse, I have the longer axis, which I call A, and the shorter axis, which I call B here. And also, well, how I made these ellipses were I made a circle, so I set the reference on these points that I wanted to make a circle around, and then made the circle here as a reference, and then I put these points, these 2 points on the circle, and made the longer axis, and then made the ellipse, and then gave these axes the parameter. And also I made this parameter so that the longer axis is equal in 2 sides of the shorter axis. So as you can see, I have a lot of these ellipses. So what I did next was selecting these ellipses and making the form by choosing it from here. So, and they're also located in like different levels, so that I have 5 levels. So for example, because the entrance of the museum is located here, so it should go up high. And if I click on the family types, you can see the A parameter and B parameter. So they're both defined based on the R parameter here. So whenever I change the R parameter, for example, I give it like 80 feet, you can see that they all flex together and become bigger. Okay, the next step was making the panel, which I made by selecting the new family and then current panel pattern based, so that we have adaptive points here. So when we change the location of one of them, they all change together so that it flex together. So I chose the rectangle panel. As you can see, if I click on it here, I chose the rectangle one. And I'm gonna hide this panel so that you can see. Okay, I guess I can hide. But what I did was I made these 2 reference lines, and based on these 4 points that are located on the center of each edge of the square. And after that, I made these 2 other reference lines, and then I made and I put the points which are actually reference points on these lines so that I could define my circle. So each one of these have a parameter which is assigned from here, the normalized curve parameter. So it controls the location of this point on this reference line. Okay, so for example, this point here has the radius parameter, and then the other one here has R3 parameter. So they're all controlled by another parameter called R, which can have value from 0 to 0.5. So for example, if I change it to 0.3, we can see that this ellipse here becomes smaller. And I also define it in a way that whenever the R is less than 0.28, the void that I made here would actually disappear. Well, I forgot to tell you how I made this square. So square is made again with the create form by selecting 4 sides of the square, and then I made this ellipse here as a void. So if I click on it here, you can see that this is actually a void shape. So that, for example, I give it 0.27, so you can see that the void disappears. I need that because as you can see, a lot of panels here, they don't have voids, so that when I apply these panels to my mask, most of them should have no opening, and then but it should allow me to change the R and make the opening wherever I want, and the size that I want. So I'm gonna put it back to 0.4, but one of the problems I have here is that whenever I change it from, for example, 0.27 to greater size, it doesn't form the void anymore, so I have to manually cut it from the square cube. So then I'm gonna load this to my project. Sorry. So this is my project. It's actually the mask that you saw before. So what I did was I chose the mask, I selected it, and then I have to divide the surface here. And then you click the divided surface, and we can load the panel. We can choose the panel that we have actually loaded before from here. So as you can see, this one has no opening, so this is the one. Before I loaded here, I gave it the R value of 0.27, so that I should be able to change it here. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. So what I did was I went back to the panel and changed the parameter, saved it as another file, and then it works. So now I can change the R value to, for example, 0.35, and you can see that it becomes smaller. Okay, so what I did here was basically I loaded the panel without opening, and I chose them like wherever I wanted manually, and I changed the panel and then changed the size of the opening. Okay, so as you can see, this is the parametric model that they'll flex together by changing this R here, and then another R that I have defined for the panels. So they can all be controlled. If I want to change this R for the whole mass, I can change it from here. I'm not going to do it now because it takes a while. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and